Europe, you're not ready for this. This May 22nd to 23rd, we're bringing XL Esports to Amsterdam for the European Open 2026. 2 days, multiple fast-paced battles, new game formats revealed for professionals and students. Play for fun or play for Vegas, because the top European Open competitors qualify for the MECC live in Las Vegas. Compete, watch, connect, and be a part of the first ever XL Esports show in Europe. Visit xlesports.com for all the details. Welcome to the future of XL Esports. The XL Esports online platform is here. For the first time ever, you can play XL Esports anytime, anywhere. Practice solo, battle with friends, or challenge players worldwide. Dive into legendary XL Esports cases, epic collabs to fan-favorite puzzles. Track your progress, climb the leaderboard, and level up your skills. This is your arena. Sign up today at playxlesports.com.
Hello and welcome to the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge Online Regional Winners Battle. I'm David Brown, the founder of the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge, and very happy to be here today for Benjamin Weber's MECC, MEWC commentating debut. Welcome, Benny.
Thanks for having me, David and the MECC team. I'm looking forward. I'm, of course, a veteran more or less now in the MECC community and competition. Played it like 3 times already, and looking forward to my debut as a commentator.
So
David,
does this mean that we're kicking you out of the actual student competition, or are you going to actually still be competing in the future?
I'm still going to. I mean, depending on how today's goes, maybe I'm like the best commentator in the world, and then that's the thing I'm going to do in the future. But at least as of now, I'm still planning to compete, and also competing against the winner of today's case in Amsterdam.
Excellent. Well, I think a lot of students are rooting for you to be a great commentator today. So let's see how that goes. So how did our students get here today? We're going to have 7 students that we're going to meet in just a minute that got here from competing in individual regional competitions all around the world. From the US to Africa to Australia, we had participants really globally participating in this competition, and each of these 7 rose to the top. They excelled, so to speak, in 4 different challenges and came out as the champion of their individual regionals. So what are they actually playing for today, Benny?
Yeah, as mentioned previously, they are going to compete for a spot in the European Open, in the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge European Open Finals, which takes place May 22nd and May 23rd in Amsterdam. And the winner of today's battle automatically goes to the second day, so May 23rd, for the finals in Amsterdam. And in addition to that, he gets a scholarship that will cover accommodation in Amsterdam and the travel to Amsterdam from whereabout in the world they are. So it's a high stakes game today.
That is a big deal. I mean, getting to Europe is not easy from all the different corners of the world that we're talking about. Being on the organization side, I'm rooting for the kid that's in Amsterdam already, but we don't have any of those today. So all these are going to be big flights, no matter who wins. So let's bring in our players, get a chance to meet them, and see which regional each represented. So starting out, just top left corner, Jackson Weber, right here in Tucson, Arizona, with me, was the winner of the Northern Arizona University Regional up in Flagstaff, Arizona. Congratulations, Jackson, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to get going today.
Yeah, continuing with Paul Kreinbrink, who is from the University of Kentucky, and he won the University of Tennessee Knoxville Regional. Congratulations, and hi.
Hey, ready for a good battle today.
And then following with Christiaan Jansen van Vuuren from the University of Pretoria, the winner of the regional. Christiaan, apologies if I got your name slightly wrong, but how are you doing today?
Hi, David and Benny. Nice to be here.
Yeah, continuing with Jacob Labkovski. He's like an active participant since 2023, and he comes from the Georgia Institute of Technology and won the University of Central Florida Regional. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, hopefully I can get another win today.
Yeah, good luck, Jacob. And welcome to Luke Payton from Messiah University. Luke won the Sacred Heart University Regional. Sacred Heart is just outside of New York City, so welcome as well, Luke.
Thanks, Luke, for the competition.
And continuing with our guest from Madagascar, Joy Andrew Malala, I think. I hope I pronounced it somewhat right. He is a reigning world champion because he won like the MECC Team Championship last year in Las Vegas. Congratulations again. And you, of course, won the XL Esport Madagascar regional competition a few weeks ago. Are you looking for another win today?
Hopefully, yes. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, James McQueen from the University of Technology, Sydney in Sydney, Australia. James has been a frequent competitor over the last few years, so welcome again, James.
Yeah, glad to be here. I'm excited for hopefully a good competition.
Yeah, jumping right into it. Today, we're going to have one case. It's 7 levels, 5 bonus questions, and the 5 bonus questions are going to be locked out. So only the first 4 people have a chance at getting the bonus questions right. So speed is an important matter. And Jackson, if we compare all of your 7 scores, you were by far the best one in the speed challenge at the regionals. So are you looking to go immediately like for the bonus questions with your insane speed?
We'll see. I did that on Thursday when I did the road Las Vegas, and I got locked out real quick. So you never know.
So, Jacob, you were the fastest in the Ninja Challenge, though. So do you feel like, maybe that's a better reflection of your speed? Are you going bonuses first?
I mean, it's even if I do or if I don't, it's still going to be a competitive game. So we'll see when I see the case.
Yeah, seeing the case is a good point. I think we are ready to watch the case introduction video.
Welcome to the 2026 Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge Online Regional Winners Battle. We are glad to present to you the case for the battle, Ultimate Dream, designed by MECC's faculty fellow and avid Excel esports player, Professor Fritz Burkhardt from the US. You will do anything in your power to be featured on your favorite television sports channel's up-and-coming sports day. So in addition to your dreams of Excel esports stardom, you are also the coach of your local Ultimate Frisbee team. In Ultimate Frisbee, 7 players from each team are on the field at a time, and substitutions happen after every point. As the coach, you've been keeping track of who played each point, who scored each point, and the time each point ended. Your information is expressed as the players on the field, followed by a dash, then the scorer, followed by another dash, and finally the time on the clock at the end of the point. But oh no, your assistant coach who input the data into your scoring system did not pay attention to capitalization, so both F and F refer to Freddie. Good luck, and may all the points bring victory.
All right, so today's case is all about Ultimate Frisbee. Benny, have you ever played Ultimate Frisbee?
I haven't, but I mean, I have played it in Excel a couple of days ago, but I haven't played it in real life. So,
well, for those that don't get the gist, I actually played a little bit in college myself. It's a game that's very much like soccer. You're passing a frisbee around the field instead of passing a soccer ball. Kind of like football, you're going end to end. There's not really a goal like in soccer, but more like an end zone like in football. So I think a great thing, though, about these cases is that the case authors get to show a little something that they're passionate about outside of Excel esports. So, props to Fritz for putting together this ultimate case today. And one of the other things I love about these cases is people kind of get to drop their own little Easter eggs or little nuggets of the sport into the cases. And so if you look carefully at some of the names, you've got people like Kenny Dobbins referenced, or Greg Hollywood Husak, or Dennis Kribber Warson, which are actually members of the Ultimate Hall of Fame. So for those that are interested, you can always check out ultimatehall.org to really see some of the classic players from the Ultimate Frisbee world.
yeah, I think it's time to re-meet the players and ask if there are any clarifying questions, and one or two asking how they are feeling now.
All right, so first off, does anybody have any clarifying questions about the case? All right, anybody play Ultimate Frisbee in college? Nobody? All right, so we have no advantages there. Doesn't really seem like you have to have played the sport to do well in this one. It's really about parsing out data. You're getting timestamps versus players that are scoring versus players on the field. So my big question here is, Paul, you were the best at the visual case. Are you pretty disappointed that there's not a big visual element to this one?
A little sad to see that, but I think I'll be able to adjust.
All right, so conversely, Jacob, you did best on the data case. Are you feeling like this is in your wheelhouse?
I think so, but we'll see once I get down to the questions.
Yeah, quick general questions. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are you feeling now you know the case? Or Luke with a strong thumbs up there.
All right, Luke's got to be the early favorite with the enthusiasm there.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have a great battle today. We're really looking forward to seeing what you guys can do. So, Benny, you want to count us in?
Yeah, good luck to everybody. And 3, 2, 1, Excel.
All right, so right off the bat, we're going to see, we're going to Jackson's screen. Jackson is the reigning champion in this event. So it's a good way to start, and we can see what exactly is he doing. All right, he's going straight to his lambdas, right?
Yeah.
He brought in his pre-existing lambdas. Benny, how would you think about using lambdas in this case?
Yeah, I don't think there's a huge benefit for lambdas in this case, but of course there are a few different things that are pretty useful that you can kind of do with lambdas. But right now we see he isn't using a lambda to split this text, but rather doing it the old way, or doing it manually with the mid sequence trick right here. And I think he is going for the first bonus question, which is how many or what player is the most on the field. So
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think the bonus questions, it's so tough for the players to assess all this in just the couple minutes they have there. But to the extent they can figure out that these bonus questions really do help you solve the levels later on, it's probably worth going after these bonuses pretty quick and heavy.
yeah, I agree. And certainly we see Paul already got the first bonus question. So maybe we want to switch here and see if he stays on the bonus questions or if he goes to the levels. All bonus questions are independent of the levels, but of course, depending on how you approach them, it can give you an advantage going to the later levels.
Yeah, exactly. And so, we've got 3 filled it up. It looks like Jackson probably got bonus 1 as well. Christiaan went the other way to take the lead right now. Looks like he went and just solved level 1. So yeah, we can see the scores there. Christiaan out on top. We got 1 spot left for that first bonus. So it'll be really interesting to see which player gets that. Because with the quality of players we have here and seeing their scores from the regionals and how tight they were, I expect this to be a pretty tight battle.
Yeah, I certainly agree. And since the bonuses are independent, but they are 250 points, but maybe if you go to a later level, the levels are worth more points than the early bonuses. So maybe the time that you invest like early on in the bonuses can even hurt you. Just saw Paul put in an answer that it's apparently wrong to the second question, which is like, how many seconds was the longest point across all of level 2? And I think, judging from like his answer, I suppose he is confused with like a timestamp versus time duration, because it's like a highly off answer that he put in there with 3000. So yeah, maybe that's somewhat the reason.
Yeah, that could certainly be it. We tried to make that super clear in the instructions, but it's tough to always focus on what the actual instructions are, and you kind of make assumptions to go quick sometimes. All right, let's actually head over to James McQueen's screen to see what's going on there. I want to point out that we're pretty sure that at least one person from his hometown of 200 people from a small countryside town in Australia is watching today. So a shout out to his mom, who's likely, it's midnight there. So anybody that's staying up from a hometown, it's kudos for them for being up to watch.
Yeah, that's certainly determination. I know it from my family that stayed up like or got up like pretty early for like the MECC finals the last 3 years. So it's like a huge determination to stay up late or get up early. And yeah,
it looks like he's doing a lot of setup work here. I mean, he's got a lot of data aggregated. I mean, some of these problems look for data across a couple levels. So it looks like that's what he's doing to try to maybe get some of those bigger bonus questions right now.
Yeah, I think he's also going for bonus 2 because they look like the timestamps, but he might as well has done like the same kind of issue. But we see Jackson now with 70 points. He kind of got the bonus question 2 right as well. So that's where he got like the other 40 points. So
looks like you were right on in predicting that his speed was going to come into handy with the bonuses. So, I mean, would you be worried at all right now, given that, some of these players are at 130, 100? If you're Jacob, are you nervous?
No, I don't at all. I think no, I don't think at all, because there's still 25 minutes to go. And the big question is, are you going to stay on the bonuses, or do you then go at any point towards the levels? Because I certainly think you can waste more or less a lot of time on the bonuses in this case. So maybe going for the bonuses then a bit later is still the best idea, and seeing all of the 5 bonuses are still open to grab.
Yeah, right. I agreed. So let's go actually over to Jacob's screen. Jacob's at the bottom right now. We don't expect him to stay there. And Jacob is actually an interesting competitor in that he started at 17. He qualified to make it to the finals that year, but he was too young to officially compete. So he had to wait another year. And now we've seen him in Vegas a couple times. And here he is as the winner of his regional.
Yeah, certainly. He might have some issues with like the time conversion. He might have the right answer for bonus 2, but has a few issues. It kind of looks like that he's jumping across between like bonus 1 and bonus 2, and is not 100% sure on what like the best approach is. But yeah, we see right here we have like all the timestamps. So you have 8 minutes, then 11 minutes, 50 minutes. You see it's always getting bigger, even though it's like each point is like played 3 to 4 or 5 minutes in that region. So
yes, definitely. Yeah, we'll see if he catches on to that. I think an important thing here, yeah, we'll just see how well do you troubleshoot this difficulty, right? Like, we all make a mistake sometime. It's how quickly can you figure out your mistake.
Yeah, and also how persistent are you to try to fix this mistake on, or is it like the better strategy to like ignore the mistake that you made and go into like another question? I mean, he is looking for like the bonuses still, like bonus 1 and 2, but there are 7 levels and also 3 other bonuses that are available. And Jackson is now has now taken the lead with solving level 2. Maybe we let's jump to him.
Yes, let's go over to Jackson. And Jackson is actually this is going to be his last MECC competition along with Luke and Paul. So you know, Jackson, Luke, and Paul are the top 3 right now. Maybe they're the ones that really want this the most, since it's their last chance to really make an impact on the MECC stage.
Yeah, we see right here he's using the search function to determine, I think that's level 3. It must be level 3, I think.
Yep.
The search function kind of searches within a text string if a text string appears there. We see that he is using also the upper function, which converts like everything to uppercase, which would not be necessary because like the search function is case insensitive. So whether it's like upper B or lower B, it's the same compared to the lower. Compared to the opposite, which is the find function, which is case sensitive.
Yeah, so I mean, those extra 5 keystrokes of that upper are really wasting time. He's got to, you know, tune that in if he's going to compete well at the professional level, which I hope to see him at in the next couple of years.
Yeah, certainly. But we see kind of he is looking if the player is playing in this thing. That's the thing that he's doing with the is error, because the search function returns an error if the given text string, which is the C for Christiaan in this particular situation, then he is returning it. Otherwise, he is returning 0. And since he already solved bonus 2, we definitely know that he kind of has understood that that's timestamps and not like the time for the given point. So
exactly.
He is looking for a quick solution, probably to level 3 as well. And as
he
I'm
has
just
he has the
seeing
time lambda in there. Oh no, he's using the time function. That's one that I don't use very much. So maybe that's why I thought it was a lambda.
Yeah, that's of course an interesting thing. I mean, I think it converts like it's like the time equivalent to the date function, which converts like 3 numbers for year, month, and date to a proper Excel date, and otherwise.
So Benny, did you work with the timestamps as actual time date values, or did you do this conversion like Jackson did, where he actually split it out into the components and then put it back through the time function?
I did work with the Excel time thing, but if you just take the last bit, so like the text after the second dot, not dot, but the separator, and just multiply it by 1 or adding 0, you automatically convert it to an Excel date that you can just calculate with. So it's not completely necessary to like convert it using the time function, but of course this could be a bit tricky kind of thing.
Excellent point. And look, I mean, we've got a very active leaderboard right now. Joy just made a big jump from 100 to 220. Let's get over to Joy's screen after we take a second to look at this leaderboard, because I know Joy's graduating in July of next year, so 2027. And he's looking for an international career. So I think this is an awesome opportunity for people to get to see what he can do and really, you know, start looking at hiring these students, all you employers out there. These are amazing students with great skills, not just in Excel, but the ability to problem solve on the fly like this. That's going to be a skill that's robust in the world, in the age of AI.
Also, the debugging, it's a really important skill. We mentioned it just a few moments ago. It appears that Joy is not looking for the bonuses, but is going, he has gone straight to the levels, which is a completely valid strategy. He sits now on level 1 and 2 solved, and is looking on level 3, I suppose, now.
It looks like it, and it is worth noting that bonus 1 is locked out now. Looks like James was the last one to get those points. And man, look at that tight leaderboard. The fact that we've got the top 5 are within 70 points, and we know James and Christiaan are right behind with those 2nd and 3rd levels coming soon.
Yeah, that's certainly something important. But we see a max if function, so maybe he is still looking like on bonus 2. That would be.
It looks like it. All right, Luke just made a jump, and it looks like with a partial level, he's got 353 points now. not an even score. So let's jump over there and see where this partial might be coming. And
Yeah, we see.
All right.
He is looking at the.
Maybe rereading the question, making sure he got everything. Looks like he split this out onto another tab to make it a little bit easier to work with. He's got his data table going, it looks like. And he's got the example matched. You can see that 494 down there in F15. So now he's just got to figure out where there might be a small issue.
Yeah, we see, for example, the 42 answer. That's something that's for example wrong, but I'm still kind of figuring out what the issue. There's level 3 is asking how many seconds the player that's given there. So in this case, Christiaan is on the field. Maybe he is looking for the entire thing. Or is he just? Oh, it appears. Oh, he might have not copied over his formula long enough, and you see, he's like on there.
We've all been there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rewriting the function is sometimes easier than trying to edit it, and that's what he's doing right here. Let's see if he gets different values. It looks like a few of those numbers might have changed, so I think he's onto something.
Yeah, he is redoing his data table and copying in his answers, and we see if they match now. Yeah, now he has the full score and his back on
top. All right, let's check out Paul's screen, because Paul, it was in first, is now back in second with Luke Surge. Paul's actually graduating in May with a business analytics degree and going to work for the Reds. But actually on the business side of the house and not doing the sabermetrics that you might have heard about in Moneyball or some of those famous stories about the athletics back in the day using baseball data to recruit the best players.
Yeah. What is Paul looking right here? He is doing the right function to get like the timestamp out of this data. He has a lot of data there, so he might be looking as well on bonus 2, which is like the time kind of thing. And he's not prepared, but he still prepared it during the competition, because of course it's not a lambda, but it's a function that he is copying over to convert this into Excel time.
So what do you think about that? Do you take the time to actually make it a lambda so it's a little bit quicker to use, or do you just copy the formula and adapt it as you move around the spreadsheet?
I think it depends. It depends. If it's a proper solution for an entire level, I would go with the. It's a huge difference that's on what you kind of want to achieve with this. But for this kind of situation, I wouldn't do a lambda, but like copying it around.
Got it. So we're a little more than halfway through. We got Luke at 430, Jacob at 400. We've been rotating through the players at the bottom, and they keep jumping up. But let's go down to Christian's screen right now. Christiaan is actually the newest comer to the Excel esports world in MECC here, and he just started in March. So if I'm not mistaken, that means last month is the first time he ever did an Excel esports event. And here he is on a world stage competing. So really impressive to see Christiaan here.
Yeah, Christiaan certainly has a good mentor, friend from the university as well, with Peter, with the reigning champion at the MECC individuals. He beat me there last year. Looking forward to reclaiming that title, but...
You doing okay, Benny?
I'm doing okay. I'm just preparing revenge, but that's everything.
Revenge on the stage. That's it, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Of course.
Yeah. No, that's one thing about Excel esports. It's an amazing community of people that are really looking out for each other and taking care of each other. So I have no doubt you're just looking to beat them on stage.
Something he is also doing here. He's not doing an X lookup on the name and returning the short the abbreviation, because he actually noticed that it's always we have one player per letter in the alphabet, so it's always the first letter. That's the abbreviation. I didn't realize that until after the round, and I always did an X lookup. That's something you first of all kind of need to realize.
Yeah, it definitely helps you go a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. We got 3 now at number 1 at 430 points. We got 12 and a half minutes left to go. Benny, where do you think this is going to end up? Are we going to break 1,000 points?
It's incredibly difficult to tell, because I think the case has like not that steep increase in difficulty, and you can really build on your level on what you did before. Often there are cases where all of the levels are independent, but right here it's really important to have a proper model or set up in the earlier levels, that you can gradually get more information and data into it, and then build on that later on. Maybe
Exactly.
let's move to Jacob and see how he has built up his model. He's currently in the lead with 450 points, meaning he has solved level 1 to 3 and bonus 2 and 3. Yeah.
All right. I got to give him some trouble right now, because we just saw that let. I hope he gets back to it in a second, but there it is. What do you think when you see that let? I think the indentation is worth doing, so you can keep track of what the heck's going on in that formula.
Yeah, he doesn't want to show it to us properly, so we can analyze it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. I think he is thinking about what the issue might be.
Yeah.
He might have figured it out, but I don't think he is matching the example. So maybe he's looking at level 4, where you need to figure out that the game ends like with 17 points.
Yeah. Which is the big twist, right? As soon as you get the player data working, you got to figure out when the game actually ends, because Fritz, as an evil case designer, isn't just going to give you the number of points you need. He gives you extra points, so you got to figure out which ones actually go into the scoring of the game, and then you got to start more or less filtering on that. Not that I would use the filter function, but you got to control for it.
Yeah, and now he is kind of working this out, I think, with the scan. So has like a scan with the lambda
There we go.
and our point, which has if the team, because in this kind of case we have one team and we are the team coach, more or less, or team assistant coach, and our assistant kept track of our team and of the points, but he didn't kind of kept track of the points of the other. But of course, since it's an opposite team game, if we didn't score a point, the opposite team of course scored a point. So that's what he is doing there, I think.
Exactly. All right, so let's actually go back to the big scoreboard, because there's so much going on here. I want to see where we're at. So everybody's, top 5 players are all through level 3. We've got a smattering of the bonuses. Bonus 1 and 2 are both locked out. There's some room for bonus 3. Jackson might realize he needs to go ahead and get that to be up there with the others. It really is going to be who has a flexible enough model to get, levels 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 even through, given, like you said, that a lot of the big work has been done to get those early levels done.
I think level 4 is like the last step, because then you introduce like the 17 kind of point margin, and then level 5 is more or less just compounding your level 3 and level 4 solution. So it's interesting to see, maybe jump to Jackson and see how he is trying to build his solution, or if he is going to for bonus 3 at the moment, which would push him also right at the right to the top.
That looks like he's going for level 4. And I do think that whoever gets level 4 first is probably our front runner at this point.
Yeah, I really think, because from level 4 it's not a big step to level 5, and then you could have a lead. And we only have like 8 minutes. Time is flying when you're doing Excel.
Does it go faster when you commentate or when you're actually playing?
Right now, I have the feeling it goes faster when you commentate, because when I'm playing, it's you're looking more on the time, because you kind of want to time yourselves and know how time kind of influences your strategy, which of course it does, because it's like the big question: do you go for bonuses it's of course also something different depending on you on you
Oh
having
no, a
bonus
ref error.
lockups.
What did Jackson do? He got a ref error on his data table. He's got a there. He's got something working. Oh, and this actually might look good for him. I know. I forget. One of these levels had some. You had to deal with some NAs, right?
Yeah.
Or
NA.
you had some zeros. Let's see what
Yeah.
he gets. So here he's throwing points in.
91 points. That's a partial solution.
right.
So Jackson is not.
And did
compared-
Jacob get a full score though? Let's see if Jacob. Let's
Yeah,
jump to him
Jacob.
when we get a chance. As Jackson's trying to edit. Jacob does have level 4 fully complete. So Jacob, he was the winner in the data. He had the best score across all the data challenges in the regionals. So maybe that's playing out to his favor and showing his strength.
And I think now Jacob's solution could be pretty good. Because of course he has a huge let that solves level 4 entirely, so he might just can copy this down for level 5 and just tweak it slightly to introduce like the level 3 solution. So I think he can get it.
That's the beauty of having these big single cell solutions, is they do translate pretty well. I mean, one wrinkle that he has to deal with here is the data is a little bit different going from 4 to 5. And that you also have to identify a particular player. So, that means when you're using these big lets with dynamic arrays, you have to account for the fact that you got to split out the timestamp data or the point data from the player data, which makes it a little tricky, but not unmanageable.
Yeah, we see now he is like introducing the end time, and I think he is going for like the level 4 solution, but then copying it because level 3 didn't solve with this huge let statement, it appears. So maybe he is looking for a good solution. But we also see Luke and Paul also got level 4 completed. So maybe jump back to Paul and see how he is going to approach level 5.
Yeah, this was really anybody's game at this point. This is crazy how quickly these guys are in lockstep. Just great competition here.
Yeah, we see he has started with a model with like an entire new sheet already with level 2, and we see in the formula, not in the formula bar, but at the bottom we see 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's probably also copying like over his previous solution to then. And I think he has now here the time of each of the point and the player, so it's just a matter of a sum ifs or like a sum filter function he's doing here.
Yeah, this is like what exactly you expected, that we get some flying through the later levels once level 4 gets through. Let's actually jump to Luke as well to see where he's at. And Luke here, he might not be thinking that much about the Excel Esports, because what he's got coming up in 2 months is he's getting married. So I'm not sure where his mind really is right now, but it does seem like he's locked in on the Excel Esports. What do you think?
Yeah, it appears. I mean, maybe the travel to Europe could be a good wedding preparation or something like that. Yeah,
a pre-honeymoon. Are people getting married to doing that these days? Pre-honeymoons instead of post-honeymoons?
Maybe.
All right, we'll have to ask him if he's able to eke out the win here, because it is going to be tight coming into the final here. 4 minutes to go. All right, and we can't sleep on James, Jackson, either of them. They're right in this still. Joy, Christiaan, they're starting to feel a little bit more on the outside looking in, but I've seen crazier things happen in these esports competitions.
Yeah, certainly. And of course, it's still if only one person solves level 5, we only have 3 minutes left, and this is the game. And now Jacob is exactly this person that has level 5 solved and puts Luke and Paul into like this difficult position to also need to solve level 5.
Right, let's go back to the big screen to see the overall scores, because I think Luke and Paul might have an extra bonus over Jacob, because if they get that level 5, they're going to have the edge. Yes, they got bonus 1. Jacob got locked out there, so that strategy of not necessarily going for the bonus at the beginning could really come back to get Jacob, unless he can also get through level 6. Because the way these guys are going, I think Luke and Paul are both getting through level 5. I'm guessing Jackson and James both clean up 4. They might get 5. I mean, that's just my read right now.
Yeah, but I think Jacob could also go now for bonus 4 because I think he has the setup done with his level 5 solution to go easily to do the bonus 4, which would put him into a pretty safe position. And
I agree, because that is worth that 60 points versus 30 points for bonus 1. Oh, and so we got Luke at 760, Jacob at 730. All
and
right,
Paul
Luke's
still at 620. So it's at this moment it's like a free battle between Luke, Jacob, and Paul. Of course, if he manages to solve level 5.
All right. I don't know if we have the split screen technology available today since we have 7 players, but if we do, it'd be awesome to see Luke, Jacob, Paul, and Jackson all together at the same time. I don't think we're going to get that, so let's go back to the main scoreboard real quick. We got 2 minutes to go. What is going to happen here?
Yeah,
James just locked in bonus 4, so we got some people looking at bonuses a little bit more. Paul up to 641. Paul's going partial, all right? Maybe that might mean he's right on the edge of that level 5 solution. But, Luke's already at 760, so it could only be a tie, and Luke got there first.
Yeah, something that also might be worth noticing, you could get 24 points at level 6 if you put in everywhere a 0. Because level 6 asks how many seconds your team was in the lead, and you could get, and 3 of the answers are 0. So you could, if you skimmish over it with a bit of a rent between or proper guessing, you could come close, but this would still not be enough for Jacob with the last minute to go.
That's true, and I love when case authors put a little something like that. You don't want guessing to determine the game, but if someone's clever enough to pick that up and make a good guess, that's just great gamesmanship. So 47 seconds to go. Who can get something out in this last little bit? Paul,
maybe let's go
to
Jacob, who is probably the first competitor of Luke at this moment, to see what he is doing.
Oh, he's looking for the bonus. Bonus 4 is a name, so it's one of 26 things. So he's actually got a decent chance to guess this one. With 17 seconds left, what else are you gonna do? Let's see if he can get it done.
Okay. No.
Oh, he's going to his 10 seconds left.
It's looking difficult. Is Jacob going to do it? He puts in guesses, but
3, 2, 1, and that's the game. Luke Payton holding on to his lead. Congratulations to Luke. Congratulations to all the competitors. That was, I got a little bit of goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Benny?
It was an incredible close call between Luke, Jacob, and Paul, and also James got bonus 4 in the end. So if he would have gotten level 5 out, he would have also been up there. But huge shout out to all of the competitors, because solving a competition in the live stream is something completely different than doing it in peace at home without the pressure. So huge shout out to everyone.
All right, let's bring in our competitors. Let's congratulate Luke. Last MECC event, and you came out on top. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm super stoked. That was not the easiest case, and I'm just super grateful and thankful to have been able to win this one.
So the big question Benny and I were discussing is: are you now going on a pre-honeymoon as well as a post-honeymoon? You got a trip to Amsterdam coming up.
I'll talk about that with the fiance. We'll see what happens there. But that's a great question.
All right, Jacob, you were 30 points behind with just a couple minutes left. What were you thinking? What were you trying to do?
I was just trying to get something. That first bonus, I don't know what I missed, but locked me out of those points, and I was just struggling to get anything on the board at that point. So.
Yeah, we knew you were strong on the data side, maybe on the speed side too. The speed just didn't quite come in on that bonus 1, which is tough because that ended up being the deciding factor, was that bonus 1 that went the quickest. Jackson, you actually came out on fire getting the first 2 bonuses quickly. So did you consciously go bonuses again this time?
Yeah, I was happy to get those first 2, and then I went on to the levels, where once it hit level 4, I think I was I spent so long on that one.
Yeah, so James, you told us all before the battle that you weren't really playing against the field today. You had one person with a target on their back. How are you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. Beat Jack for once. I was pretty cheesy, I do admit. I kind of sat there in the last 2 minutes, copy and pasting in names for the bonuses. But I got it in the end. So this one's mine, Jack, I suppose.
Yeah, we talked about this possibility for like level 4. You only have like 26 options, so that's certainly something that's a valid strategy, I think, to go there.
So Christiaan, your first Excel Esports competition live broadcast. You've only been doing this for a little over a month. What do you think?
I'm a bit overwhelmed now, but I'm a bit defeated as well. Yeah, but it was a nice challenge. And also seeing these guys, how good they are. Well done to Luke on the victory there.
Hey, just keep with it. I know there's just small little things here and there that you get those going the right way, and you're going to be right up there at the top of the leaderboard too. So great job on this first go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Well, congratulations again to everyone who participated. You guys are all huge winners. You won your regional competitions. You're representing the best of the best at your university in Excel Esports. And then extra congratulations to Luke. Your prize is now you get to play Benny for the European Open Championship.
And of course, anyone that still signs up, because each of you and everybody who is watching right now, if you're a student in a degree granting university, you can of course sign up still for the MECC European Open. It's completely free, and if you come to Amsterdam, you will be able to compete in a semi-final to qualify for the final and compete against Luke and hopefully against me as well. I mean, and hopefully in the final to win this competition.
All right. Thanks again to all our competitors. All right. So, Benny, as we're wrapping up, what do you think? Are you going to give up the competition side and just go to the booth with me?
I mean, depending on the audience feels, but I still think you need a bit of a player practice to be good at the commentating as well. So I don't think I will give it up completely.
Hold on. Are you saying I'm not practicing enough? I'm losing my edge in the booth too?
No. You are still competing, of course. And you mentioned you're going to compete more now.
I hope to. Where my focus is more on the coaching. I really love working with the students and seeing them build up over time. Today is a very bittersweet day for me, and that Jansen has been incredible to work with, along with Desiree, Tess, Ben on my team for the last couple of years. And now that he is, graduating and moving on, definitely a lot of emotions there. So it's been awesome to work with him, and I'm looking forward to the next generation that are coming up here. I do hope to compete again at the pro level at some point, but I'm more focused on my students for now.
I mean, that's certainly also a way to keep in touch with all of the new strategies that are evolving throughout the entire competition. Yeah. What else can you do if you are currently watching this and just thinking to yourself, I want to try this out as well? You can just sign up for the MECC and do this weekend battle, which is live as we are speaking. There are 2 levels. There's a junior varsity level, which is easier for the beginners designed. And of course, if you want to compare to my score and the scores of all of the other pro players, you can also do the varsity one.
Yeah, and by pro, he means pro at the college level, not necessarily pros like Dearmid Early, who's winning that world championships like last year. The MECC material is really just built to get you going, right? You don't have to be competing at this level. We're highlighting the best of our best right now, but we have materials on the MECC portal that'll get you started, right? That's what it's all about, is you got to start somewhere. You just got to start trying Excel Esports. It's going to teach you a lot about how to use Excel, how to navigate more efficiently. And really, I mean, to Benny's point, is I learned the cutting edge stuff by watching Excel Esports as well. So that's influenced how I play myself, how I bring Excel into the classroom, and how my students are getting trained as a result. So it's a great opportunity to sharpen your own skills and, have a little bit of fun along the way too.
Yeah, as a player, I can 100% agree with this. And MECC and MEWC competitions both taught me so much about Excel that I couldn't even think about that all of this is possible. So definitely worth giving it a shot.
All right, so do the weekend battle. Go to Europe, go to Amsterdam, play in the European Opens, practice with your team this summer, this fall, and then Las Vegas in December, right? That's kind of what's coming up. Get involved now. That way you're going to build your resume, build your skills, and get ready to compete. Benny, any closing thoughts to send us home?
Yeah, I think you mentioned the 4 most important points, and looking forward seeing everyone who has watched this live stream, and also the competitors, and look, of course, in Amsterdam or then in Vegas or anywhere else. So thanks for watching.
Fantastic. Thank you, Benny. It was great commentating with you, and we'll see you all next time.